Alright, hey everybody. Hello all the notification crew. Everyone who's pressed play on the video is about to scroll through to find when the video actually starts. We'll be starting in about 14 minutes. Getting Andy, talking to him and getting him on Discord and stuff. Get him on to do a little sound checking a little bit. Looks like we've got a dark green for the names in the chat today. It looks like it's pretty difficult to read, but we'll see how that turns out. Well, at least we'll have a green grassy background when we get the footage up. Are people looking forward to this stream? Have people got questions ready as well? Because I think this is a pretty unique guest we got on. Part of the Japanese Ultimate community, playing at the top level as well. So yeah, get your questions ready, and if people don't ask them, then ask them. Who have we got in the chat? Who's arrived to the notification crew? Say hello. It's good to see you here. I'll be back in a minute with Andy, hopefully. Okay, Andy is online, so just getting him to join the Discord channel. How's everybody feeling this afternoon? What time is it where you are? Okay, we got Andy here, so we're just going to check the audio levels. Hello, Andy.
Hello, Felix. Thanks for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to the stream.
Me too.
So people in the chat, make sure that you, if you have any questions about like Japanese Ultimate and so on, then now's Andy's playing at the top level there and has been for a couple of years, and you're in Osaka, right? And Buzz and Nomadic Tribe are from Tokyo.
Correct. I'm actually living in Kyoto, but I play for Osaka Spirits, based in Osaka.
Okay, is Kyoto and Osaka quite close together?
Yeah, they're basically right next to each other.
Okay, nice. All right, I think I've got the audio levels to a good kind of volume. Definitely, viewers, just let me know if those audio levels drop off at all, because that's one thing that I can't keep my eye on, because it would require having another set of ears. Sweet. Well, we will get the stream going in about 6 minutes, so hold tight until then. And you can find best clips from live streams, get early access to upcoming YouTube analysis videos, see behind the scenes material, and even commission me to analyse footage of you playing. Patronage is the way I can continue doing what I'm doing, so if you value the work, please support it today. There's even a tier if you just want to watch more videos of my cat Rue, and we all know that's the real reason you're here. Alright everybody, we are going to go live, so Alt Tab back to this window, come and join us. We are going to turn on the cameras and get going with this game. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I am Felix from Felix Ultimate. I'm joined by two entities today. Number one, I have Rue down here, you see in the bottom right corner. This is you can thank all the patrons. We reached 50 patrons last week, so according to the goal that we set, then we bought a new webcam, and it's now the Rue cam. So the Rue cam is active to everybody's delight, I'm sure. And she's having a little bath at the moment. I am also joined today by Japanese men's player and mixed player over the years as well, Andy Kunieda. Thank you very much for joining, Andy. How are you today?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Felix. I'm doing well.
Now, we're going to look at Nomadic Tribe versus CUSB Bologna today. And for people that haven't watched this stream before, it's not really like a watch party. It's more of a... you probably don't want to see what Rue's doing right there. It's not really like a watch party. It's more of like an analysis stream and like a hangout. So there's lots of interaction with the chat. As we see Billy there saying the Rue cam is the only thing he became a patron for. So yeah, lots of interaction with the chat. So if anyone has any questions for Andy, then by all means, just pick a time and fire those questions. Andy, you're good to like keep your eye on the chat and respond to them, right? Yeah, you're gonna watch the chat and see if there's questions and stuff, and yeah, make it like a nice interactive experience for everybody. And then it's an analysis stream, so we'll like watch through a bit of the footage, we'll rewind, watch it through in slow motion, see what the interesting stuff was, where the turnover happened, why the score happened, why the turn happened. Was this a travel? Did this pick, could it have been a switch instead? That's a classic. Has Davide fouled somebody on the mark? Those are the kind of questions I'm going to be looking deep into. Hello, Andrew, and hello, Joe Marmstein in the chat as well. Cool. So, Andy, can you just give us a little bit of a kind of introduction? Where did you start playing Ultimate, and
Sure,
everything like that?
Yeah. I started playing Ultimate my last year of university. I went to school in the States at a small school called North Park University. So I started my last year, which was 2008, 2009 season, I believe. And after I graduated, I moved out to the West Coast, California, and played a little bit of unofficial Ultimate. No, I didn't really join a team or anything like that until I moved to Japan in 2000. Well, I moved to Japan in 2012 and then started playing again in 2014, 15. That's when I joined Osaka Spirits out of Osaka.
So did your level of play change massively? Was there like a step up at some point during those years?
Yeah, it changed drastically when I came to Japan. I felt like I was starting from scratch because the system was quite a bit different from what I was used to. Also, having not a lot of experience in the States, I felt like I was I don't know, more malleable at the time. If that makes any sense. But yeah, after joining Team Osaka, I started. What's the word? I got invited to try out for the national program here in Japan, and I made the 2016 London WUGC mixed team. I went to London for that, and then 2017 I played for the mixed World Games team in Poland.
Nice.
2019 I played for the AOUGC Open team, Japan Open team.
We watched you sky a bunch of Australians earlier today, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah. And then this last year, I was in the process of trying out for the 2020 WUGC men's team, which was interrupted, unfortunately.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for that intro. Like,
yeah, sorry.
It's great. So Joe Marmstein says that he used to play against North Park a lot.
Oh yeah.
And what asks if you overlap with Luke Johnson?
I did. Luke Johnson was the captain of the team at that time, and he's a great guy. He's a great ultimate influence on me, definitely.
Yeah. Well, doesn't he run Fulcrum?
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of work. A lot of good work there.
Yeah.
Nandan, yeah, giving you props for your Sky in traffic. Certainly it's fun to watch. Yeah, it was an epic grab. We'll bring it up afterwards. Nandan, patron today. Thank you very much. So today's the best day to become a patron. By the way, we'll have a little break at halftime, not halftime, or like a quarter time. So where I will show people what they can get for $8 a month, because we've got like 60 people on $1 a month, which is amazing. All that support is absolutely fantastic. But I'm producing like training videos on the $8 a month, so a lot of people kind of don't know that I'm even doing that. So I'm just gonna like halfway through this stream, I will we'll have a little break and I'll go through that stuff. But for now, let us get straight into the footage. There we go. We've got that set up with Rucam still live on the screen up at the top. It's just her furry back at the moment. Maybe I can reposition this. It's like another task I have to do regularly now. Is move the camera around to get the best angle on Rue, or whatever she's up to. Oh, you can see her little toes. Have you got any pets, Andy?
No, not at the moment. Grew up with dogs, but I like cats too.
Right, you got your first questions coming in from the chat. Joe Marmstein asks, from a game planning perspective, how do you approach Buzz Bullets versus Nomadic Tribe differently?
That is a good question. It's something that our team struggles with quite frequently, because there's definitely certain similarities to their playing style, but also big differences. So
their defense has been
how do we
level. It has. I think
they moved.
approach?
They both moved the disc
Sorry?
very fast, right? And then that's the is that one of the similarities?
Yeah, I think that's a general characteristic of Japanese Ultimate, for sure.
Offensive consistency,
So,
especially against some of the high-powered American defenses.
because I mean, I would definitely say that our team, in Osaka, has a similar style or similar characteristics, but I know it's different when we prepare to play internationally, as opposed to when we play domestically, obviously. But the buzz bullets tend to have
put together a respectable performance. Watched them a bunch against San Francisco Revolver.
How would I say? They have more of a system,
There's something about these Japanese
well-oiled system set in place, and I feel like Nomadic are definitely are just now starting to come into that same level. Does that make sense?
Right. So maybe like Nomadic are more organized and spontaneous, whereas Buzz have got more routine and structure behind it. Do you say?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would agree with that.
I wonder. Yeah, I wonder whether. Yeah, it's interesting that they are kind of similar teams. So thinking about the differences between them is quite interesting. And I wonder whether, like, you know, Nomadic play, fast moving, organic, and the kind of structure of the system is something that kind of evolves, you know, with time. You know, it's like, oh, this is a move we're always doing, so let's make that a thing. Or like this is a common sequence.
What Buzz does so well, and what we have to consider when we're playing against them, is that they have certain things that very specific things that they're looking for when on offense, particularly. Certain players have certain attacking points and everyone on their team knows what to look for when that person has a disc, basically. And that makes for a pretty lethal offense when your whole offense is on the same page mentally. And I think Nomadic is definitely coming into that element, and I think that's, you know, a testament to how well they've done domestically and internationally recently over the last, you know, few years. So they're definitely similar when a similar opponent, I guess.
So they come out of a side stack initially here, and then from the side stack they don't look for like a big yard gainer. They just look to make this one short pass, right? Going like across here,
right.
And then all the other players are focused in this area, but they're up against tight 1-to-1 marking, which means that obviously then you know all this space is free. But I guess traditionally, like, you'd actually have the first cut be like in here, so you know either they're going to go under and get like a longer pass, you know, or they go deep. Whereas this one was just very much just an incredibly short pass, you know, and I guess he catches it in a way that means that he doesn't have to take too much energy to like turn around and face downfield.
Yeah, it seems to me like it's just a way to get a new angle on the attack.
Yeah, or a way to just get that first pass off, because often the first pass can be the hardest. And then some timing under to the middle, clearing out down the side with the space, and then a crossfield to the back corner that's just not quite the right shape, or not quite to the right place. You getting there? Yes.
Were any Buzz players on this team, or was that not allowed? On the Nomadic Tribe team?
Yeah.
No, they were not. No Buzz players were on this team.
What is there any? Is there like a crossover between them at all? Is the people, the best players in the Nomadic Tribe consider going to Buzz, or what's the relationship there?
There have been transitions in the past. Most recently, maybe 3 years ago was the last one, but I think recently Nomadic Tribe has performed so well that they're now not really seen as. I mean, they're still seen as number 2, but they're definitely a viable option for just as a competitive play as Buzz. So it tends to keep the top talent.
That's nice defense here. I don't actually have the rosters up. Maybe Noah. Maybe if you're here, you can. Yeah, you are here. I can see. Maybe you could try and grab the rosters quickly, because this defender does a really, really good job. If you watch this Bologna defender, yeah, doing the right, like facing the right way, so that he's always got an eye on the disc, but knows exactly where his guy is.
Yeah, good D.
And then just picks up and throws it to the end zone. The boss. Cognetti.
Yeah, where's that?
Oh, another floaty one. So, wind-wise, you can see the flags in the background here. You can see this going here.
Definitely an element.
2 turnovers so far. Hello, Liam. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back, I guess.
Hey.
Without the clear near the throw, if he would have... without that clear near the throw, he would have thrown a flick. That would have been easier. Alright, yeah, okay, so if those players didn't clear down the space side, down this side, maybe that initial turnover would have been a flick rather than a backhand.
You can hear the wind bristling in our
possibly.
here. It started
quite a casual. It's kind of spread. Yeah, there's good spacing between all these players. As soon as you recognise good spacing, there's always like a little bit of flow that happens. I found. Nice. Ooh, good feet.
Yeah.
Which flag is what? Oh, that's the Wiftif one, I think.
That.
Yeah.
The player who just scored, Komori, he was one of the players on the open team, and also in 2016, but also this 2020 tryout season.
Okay. So the structure seems to be fluid here, because this player is just kind of drifting off over to the far side. We've got like, you can't really even call this a stack. Well, I think I can hear myself through your stream. Maybe you can mute your YouTube.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it is muted, actually.
Oh, I don't know how I can hear myself then. Well, it's not too bad. So it kind of maybe looks horizontal at this point. Pass into the middle. Oh, we didn't like that one. So what were you saying about the scorer?
Komori. He was on the 2016 Open team, and was also in the 2020 tryout group.
So how many players from Nomadic Tribe are on that 2016 Japan team?
2 of the players were on the 2000 Open team, and then maybe 5 of the players were on the mixed team. 5 or 6.
And what about Buzz? How are they distributed?
The 2016 team was primarily Buzz, with maybe 2 Nomadic Tribe players, 2 Lokito players, 1 Osaka Spirits player, and then I think that's probably it, actually.
Did any Buzz play on the mixed team?
There were not. Not in 2016, no.
Okay. Joe Marmosine asks, how much do the Japanese teams rely on offensive shape compared to your experience in American Ultimate?
At the start of the day, he had 13 goals. A nose for the end zone. Indeed.
Ken Nomoto.
Yeah, it's not an easy question.
Yeah, like I said, my experience in American Ultimate wasn't all that much. I played 1 year in college and a little bit of not really organized after that. But from that little experience, I would say that the Japanese system is much more concerned about shape and particular roles than my experience. But
that could be the levels that you're playing at being different as well, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's true.
2018 Japan national title game was held not all that long ago.
When I say shape, what I mean is if you're running vert, is there a lot of emphasis on staying in the vert, or is it more free form? I don't know. I think depending on the team, it's different, but it's definitely, at least on my club team and at the national level, we're given the freedom to move around and change shape in that regard. Yeah.
Right, because when I played Great Britain, there was strong emphasis on shape, cutting orders. Where do you cut from? When it is your time to cut, that you just must cut, and when it's not your time to cut, you should not cut at all.
Right.
And then when we're in a flowing situation, trying to actually redefine some pairings, so like a pair that like you would have in cutting lanes next to each other, trying to refine them, find your pair, make these particular cuts. Not my favorite way of playing, I gotta say, but is that something that isn't seen in Japanese trainings generally?
No, it is seen. I think on the national level, though, it's more of a flow focused rather than maintaining that strict shape.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder whether focus on shape and structure is more of a thing to give beginners a frame of reference for the game, and then when you get more advanced, then actually you relax those rules.
Yeah.
Hello to Kim, Hero, who's back. Did you miss anything? Rue was doing some Rue was doing some NSFW stuff, but other than that, quite foully marks from the Nomadic Tribe. Bruno Mine was on the handler defense. Yes, okay. I've analysed him, but from camera one, from a distance, so not recognised the face. Yeah, he's. I think Bruno Mine's one of the best defenders in Europe. I'm just having a look at this score again. Little slip there, comes in, and then it kind of takes that bump. Really good composure from the thrower to kind of
way to play for that contact.
Yeah, and just be like, right, you fouled me, but I still have an advantage. So do you think if this was a turnover, do you think if he had thrown it out the side of the pitch, do you think he would be justified in calling foul and getting the disc back?
I think so, yeah. But I also think he kind of threw it late after the foul. If he's gonna, it should be in the throwing motion. If he's gonna call the foul, or I felt like he took the foul and then used the liberty to get a free throw. I wouldn't agree with that. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm kind of. I think I tend more towards if you foul me and I'm falling over, then I'm going to release the disc. The wrong has happened with the foul, and so the advantage should be to the person that didn't foul. So I kind of lean that direction, but I'm not sure that ties in fully with the rules. This this next pass here is one that I recognise from actually CUSB versus Clapham. So because the space in this situation is like quite large over here, like this big space over here, then it means that the throw doesn't have to be like caught here. It can actually be like with touch out to the space like this, so that then the receiver can bend with it and go into the space. So
Get that momentum.
yeah, and then it's, yeah, you know, they're in a power position, they've gained the yards, they've moved the disc further, and I think that's something that we see quite a lot, starting to see quite a lot with CUSB. So maybe it's something that they intentionally do. You know, it could just be a really good thrower, kind of leading their players to the right space. And then watch his upline defense as well. Something that Jim Armstein pointed out. You see, he gets his body in the right position, takes that step, and if it wasn't for that slip there, then he would still be in a really good position for it. But then this defender reacts so quickly. Just rewind a second. This defender sees that slip, and then immediately is like, right, I've got to go in and help. Almost gets it. Stays there for the foul, and then the throw for the goal.
Yeah, on this nomadic D line, I would say
We're tied at 1.
maybe 4, 5 of the 7 players of this D line were on the 2016 mixed team, which I played with.
Right. Okay.
From Bologna, once they moved into the red zone, establishing that vertical stack, and
So they have a lot of experience playing together.
breaking down,
A lot of good communication.
leaving Wolfgang Mitter all alone in that front corner.
Tremendous job. Enunciation there.
That's the thing about
Tremendous, my friend.
that's one characteristics about
This has been one of the most
Japanese ultimate
enjoyable
that
parts of this tournament. You know, as you and I prepare for
I
each of our
think
broadcasts,
is
we meet with the coaches and captains of each
stand out is the communication on defense, the verbal communication, the cues of, you know, switching and different positioning.
Yeah, that's something I've thought about and looked at a lot. I've done videos where I'm trying to see who's talking to who and where like there's a lot of pointing that happens as well.
Yeah.
And I've gone as far as to think that in Japanese there's a lot more single syllable words, right? And so communication is just like that much more efficient. I don't know how much of a big impact that specific thing has.
Yeah.
Is there a way that that these things are trained?
The communication?
Yeah, the communication and the teamwork on defense.
That was a great throw. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about training communication specifically, but it's definitely a focal point of almost all, you know, the defensive practices that I've been a part of at a high level here in Japan.
And are the words used? Are they specific words, or are you just saying like hey or something to get someone's attention and while you point?
No, they're definitely specific words. They're but I think they're definitely prevalent in English ultimate, I guess you would say. They're telling people to, you know, where to position themselves, where the marker should position themselves if their player is shooting more towards the break side, then they'll let the marker know that, and the marker will move his position, you know, based on those commands.
Is it with left and right, or is it inside and around?
Yeah, it's around and inside.
Okay. And what are those words in Japanese?
Inside is it's a borrowed foreign word, so it just inside. But then around is ura, which is just means like the backside in Japanese.
Okay, cool. What about for like downfield, like switches or poaching or like setting up traps or sandwiching or anything like that?
Yeah, That's there's not. I mean, besides like saying switch, there's not really specific words that are used, I guess, for that situation. But
Okay. Yeah, Benji points out there was a huge risk reward on our poach. I think there was a high risk that it was going to be a goal if he didn't poach as well. Andrew points out the quick three or four quick swings before the huck. That's kind of, it's like that cross field huck as well, right on that sideline, and then bam, cross field.
The player who caught that huck, number 4, Takuhoma. He was on the 2016 men's team, and he gets open here so easily because he's traditional.
He gets open easy because he's traditionally handler, did you say? Hello? Hey, we lost him. You still there, Andy? Andy, can't hear you. Well, he's still on Discord, so still seems to be connected. I don't know whether maybe your microphone's come unplugged or something, Andy. But I can't hear you.
Last 2 points have been turnover-free holds.
Maybe we wake up Rue for some entertainment.
Yesterday afternoon, we watched a power pool game here on this field.
Maybe I can get this camera at a different angle so
where there was only one break in the entire game. Goat winning 15-13. The lone break was a Mario Zlatic leaping sky to make it 4-3.
Okay, is that a better real angle?
The rest of the way. Oh, contact. Contact 3.
Okay, let's have a look at this point. Yeah. So I don't know where. We lost Andy for now. Don't know why we can't hear you, Andy. Oh, I heard something, Andy. Yes.
I'm back.
All right, brilliant, cool. What happened?
I'm not sure what happened. Sorry.
Okay, you're back though. That's the important thing.
I'm back.
So you're saying that number 4 was maybe 3 deep because he's usually a handler or something?
Yeah, he's traditionally a handler, or he has been the last couple points where he's played the handler in this game up until, well, not up until, but he's a handler, and you can tell that the Italian defense was treating him like that, forcing him out.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he did have a few yards. They both caught at the same time, I don't think.
And sorry, we're at a completely different point now.
Yeah. I think maybe his head got caught. Interesting discussion. Angle. Upside down on the ground.
Looks like they caught it simultaneously though.
Yeah, it's hard to see from the camera that we had. In discussions, you normally get in there nice and quick because you're one of the few players that speaks English and Japanese, right?
Yeah, I usually tend to wait until they ask though.
Right.
They look around for the translator. Some of the guys like to try and communicate by themselves, but.
And is there like a significant cultural difference that affects spirit of the game and discussions? Because I've heard that in Japanese culture it can be considered effectively like rude to disagree or to offer your opinion if you disagree with the call that's been made, or just maybe not a call but just something more general. So is there anything like that?
I think there might what you're referring to would only be seen in like the workplace hierarchy. I don't think it's a factor when you're in sport like this. At least not that I'm aware of.
Okay. So are there any other things that might affect spirit of the game type discussions or
What I can think of.
we watched the Canada Japan.
Yeah.
What do people think about that catch, by the way? Because for me, I think the Japanese player gets this first.
Looks
very close though.
It looks very close, yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy for that to be simultaneous. I got sent back. Yeah, we watched that terrible Canada-Japan game with Benji, who's in the chat there, and Stefan Rapazzo.
It's hard to watch, yeah.
Yeah.
Comment from Benji. I think Tribe might just get that first, but it's so close.
Yes.
Too close.
So Bologna maintains possession.
Once I was playing indoors, and me and Robbie Haynes went for a catch at the same time, and I could tell from the sound, I could hear our hands close around it, that there was a difference in who caught it first.
I think there's another situation later in this game too, where there's an almost simultaneous catching debate of who got it first.
Right. That was a really long dump pass.
That question might determine who wins this game.
As you mentioned, Evan, that
God, these Bologna players are strong. There's a lot of core
I was
strength.
wondering if this had any impact on how the Japanese interpret SOTG too, or whether it was more of a cultural thing. Ezra Goldsmith commented, "What do you mean by face? By saving face? About putting on a different face? Is that what you mean?"
What's the name? Face had any impact on the Japanese? Yeah, I think like saving face.
Yeah, I think that is can be a factor. Definitely part of Japanese culture to try to be polite as possible, or to people you don't, not to strangers, but I think that's part of, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is a factor. I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Sorry.
Yeah. You're getting all the hard questions from chat. Like they're not gonna
go
easy.
So I'm not very good at answering them.
I was wondering what you know about the kind of the more old school development of strategy in Japan. If there's like a grandfather of strategy, or like a way of thinking that's kind of pervaded, or like a particular skills clinic that happens, or strategy clinic that happens regularly, or whether it's just kind of being passed on through the generations.
Yeah, I think it's probably more so just a passing on to the generations. But I mean, there's definitely a large Buzz has a big effect, or has had a big effect on the Japanese ultimate scene, just because they've been so dominant in the international play for a long time as well. So a lot of their strategies are emulated through different teams here in Japan.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any thought of like, well, America beat Buzz, so let's copy what America do instead? Or is there even a recognition of the difference in styles?
Yeah, there's definitely a recognition, and I would say that the Japanese tend not to try to emulate, but to think of ways to a fitting strategy that could counteract it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. I wish everything did that, but instead a lot seem to copy and emulate and try to beat America at their own game, which I'm not sure is the right thing. I think there's a lot to be learned from like other sports, from like Sun Tzu Art of War, from like the board game Go. Do you play that at all? Have you played that?
The board game Go.
Yeah, Baduk or Wiki.
Oh no, I don't. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
It's with black and white stones on a grid. It's quite big in a lot of Asian countries.
Denzel25 asked, are there any fun hat party tournaments in Japan which you'd recommend? There are fun and hat tournaments. There are very few party tournaments, unfortunately. They tend to be more business. but there are fun tournaments. Ones that are not purely competitive focused, but even still, the party scene isn't prioritized in Japan. I don't know. Not like other countries, at least.
Although you say that, but in 2016, after the USA Japan final, that evening I was wandering around campus seeing who was up, and I walked in on a room with the Japan and USA players taking turns to stand in the middle of the room downing a bottle of spirits whilst chanting names. And as soon as they finish the swig, they'd start chanting the name of someone on the opposite team, and then they'd step forward. So
yeah, I think when they travel internationally, it gives some of the players a newfound confidence or personal liberty to enjoy themselves more. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, especially after a game like that, a tournament like that.
But as far as tournaments that I'd recommend for fun tournaments, Dream Cup is a fun tournament. It's one of the biggest ones in Japan, and lots of teams come, and it's high. It can be high competition, but also just a lot of fun too. And if you go with a good group who likes to have fun, then it can be a great experience, I think. There are definitely teams there that are purely there just to have fun too. So it's not, you won't be alone in that regard.
Right. Yeah, I've heard good things about Dream Cup and seen footage from it. Just watching this Nomadic.
I feel like Japanese players love a good knee slide. Is that something people practice? I don't know. I agree with you. They definitely are good at sliding. I'm not good at sliding like that at all. I think it comes from the popularity of baseball here.
Yeah, I was going to say baseball.
Baseball and soccer are both sliding sports, and
yeah,
both of which are very popular here in Japan. Kids grow up playing, so
interesting.
Early acquired skill.
So, do you think soccer strategy has influenced ultimate strategy more in Japan than, for example, USA?
Oh, it's interesting. I don't know. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, it's a bit of a leading question. how to disguise my thoughts as a question. Yeah, because I think if you think about the American style, it's very much American football. It's like you have the disc in your hands, you survey the field, and you make a pass for as many yards as possible, and then they catch the disc, and then they survey the field, and then they try and make a pass. I've been tempted, like, my coaching style is to overcompensate one way or the other, right? And then you can find the middle ground. You can see the middle ground once you've done both extremes. And I've been obviously trying to, I don't know about obviously, but I teach flow-based offense. So, lots of moving the disc quickly and spreading players out so that it's able, you're able to keep the disc moving because you've got multiple options around. And players coming from other teams and they're doing a lot more of the American style, catch and then turn and look, and I'm like, no, you got to move the disc quicker than that. Don't look downfield. And I'm like, oh, but losing yards. Anyway, I'm always fighting that battle going uphill. But another idea occurred is that actually, how about changing it so that you actually play a lot more like American football and say, right, you're only allowed 4 or 5 passes in this offense, and you have to eat up as many yards as possible. And just go to the absolute other extreme to then see see what people do. And once you force
Yeah,
people,
no, I definitely think that. Sorry.
Once you force people into that and be like, right, now you have to do this, then it puts it in perspective and be like, oh, it's not great having to do that, is it? And so then when it's like, right, now you don't have to do that, then they're like, oh, thank God, now we can do this. You know, it's like teaching communication by stopping people from communicating. Like, you're not allowed to say anything to each other, and then they start to miss it. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to agree with you and say that, and it's definitely a big part of Japanese Ultimate is the focus on quick disc movement, constant movement, and something that Nomadic Tribe does really well in this game particularly. They're not afraid to sacrifice negative yardage to get a new angle on the attack, or to keep the defense, or move the defense out of position.
Yeah, which is true of soccer as well. In soccer, especially like Spain, for example, they'll attack up the field, and then defense is there, and instead of just right, let's try and press it into the goal, they'll dump it all the way back, right, through the goalkeeper even, and then attack down the other side. So yards doesn't matter in soccer. Obviously every sport is different.
Is key.
Yeah, and it should be an Ultimate as well. But every sport's different. Turnovers are more common in soccer, and you can dribble with the ball, which is a debatable question in Ultimate, whether you can dribble. I suppose I don't see much real dribbling, even in Japanese Ultimate, where there's more flow. It's often between different players, rather than like one player bouncing the disc off people by running around the place.
Yeah, sometimes it's a handler dominated movement.
Yeah, I mean, Joey Marmison says about the different aim of soccer. It's not too dissimilar.
So this right here, this play right here is a pretty good example of that. This Hori comes back and gets the disc and just resets immediately to get a different angle on the throw, which allows him to get that backhand break off to the...
Yeah, that's nice. Like, as soon as that defender leaves, like, if this player turned and looked downfield, just wasted seconds, that defender's then justified in being there. But by passing back, now the defender's out of position.
Right.
And the angle of attack has changed, as you say.
Break throw.
Yeah. Yeah. An instant. You don't need to calculate that gives the breakthrough. It's just take the open pass, and having that immediate break is often a thing after you catch the disc.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, soccer's different because one of the aims is to get the ball into a scoring position rather than actually, into a particular box. But it's not too dissimilar. You get into the penalty boxes. It's quite an aim, quite similar to the aim of getting it in the end zone. That's so nice. Just keeps the eyes locked on. Look at that pivot. That's a wide pivot. Nice throw.
Great movement there.
Yeah. And also the American football thing, a lot of set plays, right? Are there many? Because American football is entirely set plays.
Right.
Are there many of them in Japanese Ultimates? Is there like, do teams have patterns and plays that they run, pool plays perhaps?
Yeah, they're definitely those discussions, those set plays and things that you'd ideally like to have happen after catching the pool.
Defender actually touches this. Noah points out, I didn't realise. Even though I watched it like 10 times. Nice spot now. Sorry, what did you say about the plays?
Yeah, I think they're we definitely use set plays and here in Japan.
Is it like every point? You know, it's like, right, this is the plan.
No, it's not every point. But like what I was, like I was trying to say earlier with Buzz is that, and in the national program, there's you kind of have or already know what a certain player gets the disc, you kind of already know what he wants to do or what he's particularly good at doing, and so you move according to that player. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay.
So it's not, written up, this is what, like a plan that we're going to do, but everyone kind of knows what this player, once he gets the disc, where he wants to, what throw he's particularly good at and where he wants to throw it.
Yeah. Nice. Like this player here comes up and is clearly got an absolutely beautiful flick. So the cut comes from here. You just draw a little circle. The cut comes from this player who essentially just runs like that. There's no like fake involved, I don't think.
Yeah, it starts out really shallow.
And then releases it when they're level, or even he's slightly behind. It looks quite tall. You're quite tall yourself, Andy, right?
Yeah, I'm about 185, 86 centimeters.
What's that in feet and inches?
6 feet 1 or 2, maybe.
And are you the one of the tallest players, or the tallest player?
I'm one of the taller players. The player who just caught that deep look is probably the same height as me. He was on the 2016 mixed team, and he was also in the group of 2020 UGC, WUGC hopefuls.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about kind of the taller players in Japan. Well, Liam was wondering, do they like, are you specifically utilized for that? Like, are you sometimes like against a team that's throwing it deep a lot? Do you poach off the back of the stack or something?
Yeah, I definitely, because I'm one of the taller players, I have that role, but there are plenty of athletes on the, at least on the higher level here in Japan, that even they might not be as tall as some of the big guys who can make up for it in jumping ability and positioning and timing.
Yeah, so, Matsuno is able to sky anybody pretty much. Was he trying out for 2020?
He was, yes.
Okay, that's good to know. I'd be very sad if he was denied playing from the ban and then retired. That would make me sad.
Yeah, he still got it.
Yes, AJ, today is the Brucam debut. So we had her on the stream this morning with Liam. She was sitting on the windowsill then. now she's sitting on my desk. She's going to yawn, I think. Oh no, missed it. Hello. Evan Lepler saying that Japan are second in prestige to USA. above Colombia.
Oh, on the stream.
Yeah, on the commentary, yeah.
Hmm.
Rue has risen, indeed. So another zony kind of look from Nomadic Tribe here. Oof.
Yeah.
Oh no, he dropped the frisbee.
That's unfortunate.
I looked away. Oh, he dropped the frisbee. It's a turnover. Just looking for the next throw. Classic. This was a Fulcrum film produced game?
Yeah. Speaking of Luke Johnson, this was a Fulcrum film produced game.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, because did they have to move? They had to move all the cameras indoors, but there was also something about the AEDL Championship weekend being clashing with this. Oh no, he overcooked it. Tanaka, Arakawa, Kichikawa, were they all on the 2020 thing as well? All right, cool. Do you think they'll be there 2021 as well? No reason to think not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They just started, or they've asked for send out a survey of interest in availability, but I don't know. I haven't heard everyone's answers, so can't give you a definitive yes or no.
How's that for a Rue angle? Mighty Rue. Oh. So I'm very easily distracted by my cat. Oh wow, that was nowhere near getting past him.
The player who just got that D, he was the captain of the 2016 mixed team that I was on. He's probably the oldest, one of the older players on this team. He's probably 37 here at this game. I'm not sure his exact age, but he's a veteran player.
Right, I see.
His name is Wada, Koichi Wada.
Ooh, that was a good fadeaway cut. Is this number 4 again? No.
That's number 77. Ishii Takahisa. He's one of their main defensive handlers.
Right, yeah.
Very squirrely.
Yeah. Nice. So accurate.
Given the double happiness to, or is it bookends? Bookends to
both works.
Wada.
You see him here. As soon as the defender's behind him, he fakes forward and goes deep, and that's an option. I think someone probably steps off the stack here, and then the defender is fronting him the whole time, and he moves laterally because he's getting face marked, and he turns him as he goes this side. And if the disc didn't move this quickly, if it didn't move this quickly, it'd probably be harder for him to get free. It's a bit of a travel there, isn't it? After this player catches here, he moves backwards, but then takes a little hop forwards. Yeah, it's not too bad. So I wonder if you can see the hammer cut develop. Probably not. No. Such an accurate throw. Yeah, is that a top tier celebration?
The sideline fist pump.
Yeah.
After the D. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Nomadic Tribe. They won on Universe this morning, beating Relampagos.
Nice. Love hammers.
On the climactic point.
Okay, right. We're gonna have a little Patreon advert break, as they just do the greatest advert break. So, gonna show you the Patreon page. Today's the best day to sign up because it's the first of the month, which means you'll only get charged today for the entire month. So over here, what I've done is I've selected the root tier. Okay, so loads and loads of people are currently $1 subscribers. So you know, it makes up the majority of this, and I'm so appreciative of it. And you get access to all the live streams, like the second parts of the live streams. You can watch them whenever you want. On the root tier, which is $8, you get training videos. Okay, and I'm uploading one every month. So this month, which was uploaded recently, 6.5 minute videos going through the hex sprint pattern. Okay, different pattern there, and there's like examples where I explain it to the GB under 23 mixed team, go through it, and examples of them running it as well. And then last month we had throw and go technique and dribble slalom race, 7-minute video with an example of it working at a hex. There's how many am I on the screen enough times? I think I'm on the screen 4 times at the moment. Brilliant inception, Felix. And so I go through technique, how to like throw and run after the disc in the quickest way possible, and then exercises you can do with your team to practice that skill. And then the last video, little bonus one, is a video about countering side stacks, how you can use sandwiches and poaches to counter side stacks. And every month I'm adding a new how to train hex or how to train flex video to the root here. So if you're currently a $1 pledge, then you can upgrade. You can upgrade just for like the month and then downgrade before the first of the month rolls around again. But if you upgrade now, then you get like 30 days of root tier content for like an extra $7. So yeah, that's I encourage everybody who can. Everyone's saving money, but also everybody is keen for a bit of entertainment. So whatever you can do, whatever you value the stuff at, and also understand that the things I'm doing take a lot of time, energy, and money as well. So your support with me together on this is much appreciated. There we go. There's my little Patreon advert. I think I'm not. I try my best to be, a good marketing person, but I'm not. Marketing is not my strength.
Okay.
I'll try. Mostly it's just kind of letting people know what's there as well, because like there's not always the opportunity. If I release something on the root here, it's like, okay, I don't really want to tell like Reddit all about it, because then it's just like an advert, and so, but people watching this stream are the people who are most interested, and my current patrons are people who are also interested, so, and it's easiest for them to upgrade.
Yeah, I think that part you said about it being troubling times, but people are definitely hungry for more quality content. So
yeah,
you making that is
it's a perfect time to. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's fine.
It's a perfect time to develop like the mental side of the game, right?
Great throw.
We're physically restricted. This throw just seemed to create the score out of nowhere. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Pass, and then just throws it. There we go. So it's this cut he sees here. So I think this player going deep here. Yeah, he just times it, and then just a really nice touch throw out to the space. As he released this. Right, yeah, just takes a little bit of time with the wind up. Nice throw, makes it look easy. but that's only their third goal. Right, more questions. I think I got a question here from AJ. I think we might have answered the one about Team Japan being mostly buzz bullets and some players from other teams. How's the culture around? This is from AJ who's in the chat, but he sent it to me earlier through Discord as a patron, root tier patron. How is the culture around being a non-buzz Team Japan member? Do teams dislike buzz enough for Team Japan to be kind of stigmatized? Like, is there a kind of like, you know, almost backlash against that somehow? Does that exist at all?
Backlash against being a Buzz Bullets player?
Yeah, well, it just says, do teams dislike buzz enough for Team Japan to be kind of stigmatized? So if you're a non-buzz Team Japan member, what's the culture around that?
No, I don't think it's stigmatized. It's, if anything, there's a healthy amount of respect for that team and its players, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's exclusive either. Even, you know, my experience as I'm only half Japanese, so I'm not full, but I've never been treated like an outsider.
Cool.
That's what they're asking.
Oh yeah, AJ clarifies. Like, if you're non-buzz Team Japan, are you selling out, etc. Right. So like, I still don't quite get what's the cool thing.
Like, if you're non-buzz TJ, are you selling out? Do buzz players deal with non-buzz Team Japan members? Is there any culture disconnect? I mean, there's definitely, because buzz has such a established system. It definitely takes a while to get kind of on the same page. If the majority of the players of the Team Japan are buzz, then I mean, integrating definitely takes time, but it's not stigmatized, I wouldn't say.
AJ clarifies, says that, and you guess sometimes in the US there's enough rivalry between teams that associating with your rival is a bit frowned upon.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, I would have guessed that doesn't exist as much in Japan. So
yeah,
it's more like a respect thing, right?
Yeah, I would say it's more of a respect.
Good. Not everyone has to fight all the time. Oh, is that a little juggle?
Is there a reason so many Japanese players wear gloves?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I think it's just a personal preference thing. Most people like having the stability of, not being affected by the elements, sweaty palms, that kind of thing. Having a consistent grip, I guess.
I think that even if just like, Matsuno wears gloves, then that's going to inspire so many people to wear gloves.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely doesn't have the negative image like it does in the States. I'm not sure how it is in the UK or other countries, but not here.
Joe Marmosteen has been moderated for swearing, so if you want that message to go through, you have to take out that word, Joe. Quick passes just before the goal here. 1, 2, 3. I like the so after he throws, and thank you Noah for getting the rosters. So wait, no, that's just I think that's just Bologna's roster that I've got. Well, so after he throws this pass, he like lingers, yeah. So he's just kind of like waiting, and then there's a tiny like shift in weight to see where the defender goes, because whichever way the defender goes, you can go the other way, right? Like
Yeah.
if the defender came around
that
here,
that player's name is Horty, and he's in this he's just threatening the break side space to give himself separation.
yeah, it's really good.
Oh.
We couldn't find the tribe rosters, but
I've got there.
Yeah, so we got Andy here. Yeah, cool. Thank you. I couldn't find.
Sorry, I feel like I haven't been really saying anything about the game.
It's fine. There's plenty of questions. I couldn't find a Nomadic Tribe logo as well. So
yeah,
mysterious.
Maybe they need to be more proactive on social media.
Actually, when I tagged them in my Instagram post, then it came up there. So I should have just searched Instagram for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Buzz have got an Instagram thing. JFDA actually shared my story, and I tagged them, which is cool. 900 followers on JFDA. That's Japan Blind Disc Association. Cool. We're coming up to half. Half is going to be at 8. I mean, maybe we're not coming up to half. maybe we got another 5 points until half. AJ also asked in the Patreon Discord, he's curious if Japan has single teams like the US, like single gender, or no, like single teams as in like, I guess Buzz are a club who is a team and they're just like one team, right? Or whether it's more like club organizations with mixed and women's and men's teams, and A teams and B teams. Like in Europe, there's a lot of clubs like CUSB and Brighton and loads of other clubs who have multiple teams within their club.
Interesting.
Is it more just like a group will just be one team in Japan?
Yeah, it's definitely more of a singular team type of thing. It's almost unheard of to have an A or B team set up here.
Right.
There are definitely like club teams that filter from certain universities who tend to take more players from certain universities, but it's not like an official thing at all.
Okay, so kind of like feeder universities, but not defined like that.
Nomadic Tribe with a chance for a 4th break.
Yeah. Bradley says Kurt Gibson plays for everybody. I'm a massive fan of Kurt Gibson. I think he's an absolutely brilliant player. I mean, that's not a controversial view, though. It's one of my most widely accepted views, I think.
The Nomadic Tribe breaks have been in the red zone.
Yes, so I did notice actually this throw out to the foreside here. It's exactly what I drew out before, but from the other team. So there's all this space here, and the disc can actually go through the space like that, so that the cut can bend to go with the disc. I love that little hammer fake as well. Timeout. Oops. That's that tent, isn't it?
Is that your tent?
No, it's just Windows.
And release points.
Just default Windows tent.
Nice.
Okay, let's. Do you know all of these flags? Do you know what countries they signify?
All the country flags?
Yeah.
Yeah. I should. Germany,
Uh-huh.
UK,
Mhm.
Hong Kong, or maybe Singapore. I'm not sure. India.
Dun, 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 dun.
Mexico. I'm not sure. Oh, Ireland.
Yeah, Liam Grant was
We-
about to.
Shoot. Italy.
Yeah.
I can't see that blue one. Is that the United Nations flag?
It looks like United Nations, doesn't it? I didn't realize they had a team in Cincinnati. Maybe it's. Well, there's the Olympic flag here as well. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's Career Island.
Two contrasting energies.
Put me on the spot.
There was one that yeah you did very well. I think that was Hong Kong. There was one that I circled earlier. I don't know if anyone in chat saw me circle one earlier. You can remember which one that was. I can remember what it was. It's like this, this is like one of the ongoing themes we have on the stream.
Their emotions.
Oh, really?
Bit of flag identification. We'll see how it evolves. I used to make sure I got Rue on the stream at least once, and that's evolved into having a separate camera for Rue. So you never know where these things lead.
With their discipline, manipulating the space on the field. Let's see what happens here with Ishii
International.
in possession of the
Ravi, stop giving away the trick. It's less fun with the trick.
something
It does it every time. But this is my view of the game now, by the way. This is quite common for my editing.
Not gonna break the mark. He does.
Immediate
The process to Onishi.
loss of yardage off the timeout, but immediately gets it back.
And that around backhand was a real backbreaker, just completely changing the point of attack all the way over to that far sideline.
Rue's helping, yeah. Yeah. She does. Oh, she's watching the disc, I think. Oh, yeah, here she goes.
Laying out the front of the end zone. There was a foul.
That's an interesting foul call.
Good work, Rue.
Laura Termitzlev,
I think Rue was protesting about that foul.
the Danish defender. fouled back.
Let's see. And I want to see what they did immediately after the timeout as well. So that's the setup, kind of a clumpy stack. Under to deep. And then right, okay. So that the actual reset comes from here. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's too hard to hit. Is my monitor scratch proof? I can't say that it is. It's survived so far though. Did we get Remy Topard's layout D attempt yet, or is that second half? Is that the one where he touches it on the end zone on the left?
I think that's second half.
Oh, okay, second half. Ooh, so you don't think this is a foul?
I need to look at it again.
So he's been fouled already on this cut. There's like a heavy arm. It looks like there's a heavy arm. So you can see as he cuts here, there's he's kind of going in front of him there. Oh yeah, maybe I was wrong to say he was fouled already. But I think there's like a heavy arm going across that hits him and then hits his knee.
Yeah.
I think the receiver should go with their left hand here. Otherwise it's trailing edge. Flop. Yes, Andrew.
Yeah, I don't think the contact warranted the fall, but
Looks like he just
maybe
kind of
it was
falls over.
foul.
I'm sure Bologna guy doesn't seem too outraged.
Yeah, he doesn't contest it, so.
Ooh, is there a call there? No call.
No call.
Let's have a look at that again. Looks across. That's not a very big window, is it? That. Look at that. It looks like he's going to commit assault. Then he brings his left arm back, but his right arm is still to the left of Japanese player. So he's kind of going through his back. Does he touch the disc? No, doesn't touch the disc. He just puts on immense amounts of pressure.
Yeah.
Discs don't lie. What's going on, Rue? What are you thinking about this game?
Do you think that the Japanese accept more physicality than most other nations? I don't know. I think I tend to say no. I think that, but it's weird because Japanese marking tends it can be quite close and physical in that way, but I would say like in off the disc contact, I would say that they would say no, that they shy away from it.
Right, because in the Canada game, we noticed that Japan didn't seem to call very much. You know, like it's only if they were injured that they would call it. But sometimes they'd get hoarse and they'd just be like, "Come on, let's just play through it." But I guess a lot of crazy decisions were made in that game. You don't really know what angle they're going from there.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you think that early international play had a certain effect on Japanese Ultimate in that regard. They experienced physicality of other some Western teams and adopted certain aspects of it. And that's where you see like really physical marks.
Right.
Japan's gonna keep forcing these swings, and sooner or later.
Yeah, and as far as the Canada game goes, I think the idea is to take the contact and play the contact to your advantage. To a certain extent. In that game, obviously, it gets out of hand. But
wow, that was a great throw. That's nice as well. There is something about the Bologna technique, which, like, so he released that before his right foot went down, which is great throw and go technique. On this one, he keeps his feet planted and just kind of, that's just a pretty standard flick technique. And then here it's like wide pivot, or not wide pivot, but just like stable kind of stance, low release. And then a nice throw and go move. And then again, just getting your body low, ripping it through. Very close to the D there. The defender could maybe laid out. And then,
at this point, Italy is kind of gotten used to playing. We're trying to counteract nomadic zone or.
Do you know anything about the zone? What kind of zone it is?
They throw several different looks throughout the game. See if I can see the players, and then it's easier to. Oof. Like one of the looks that they do, they'll have just one guy be the marker and run around to chase basically. And then the other have 4 people or 3 people directly behind him and taking away the upfield looks. And then have 2 in the back. Guarding deep. It seems like that's probably what they're doing now. But they also throw more traditional zones where they have, 3 in a cup, and this one was more of a junk look though.
Yeah, it looked a bit 2-3-2 at times, as Joe says. And Kim Hero recognized my hex curtains. Yes, I have hexagon themed curtains and mug and everything. Everything I can is hexagon based. Rue's hungry, by the way, that's why she's sitting here staring at me. Oh, that's interesting to see again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just bounced out the hand. Lots of pressure going on. Mustn't have been much contact. The opening right there is caused by confusion on who should mark. One guy's trying to communicate. Instead, they double team and let the pass through. Yeah, they did. I saw that double team, and then he just slotted it through the middle, didn't he? Okay, next point.
Are going head to the 16 game. Colony is taking on the Wildcats from New Zealand.
He's on the move.
Oh, very close there to a block near the goal line. Ivan Cantu. Japanese have not been broken yet. But the
Nomadic Tribe being forced back into their own end zone.
From the Italians.
Oh,
Borderline dangerous play.
I'd say that was dangerous play. Yeah, he doesn't have much of a... Yeah, he's kind of committed in there with a bit of reckless disregard. Woof, that was bad. Indeed. I found that the fast disc movement can actually almost bring out choppy marks and dangerous bids from other teams. Did you just see the foul?
Yeah.
I think maybe if you watch the Discord screen share, then it's not lagged.
Yeah, I got sidetracked on the YouTube video.
Yeah, I find that sometimes the quick disc movement will encourage fouling out of the other team, and they're just like chop, foul on the mark, cool travel, and bid dangerously. I don't know whether that's just my bias coming through. Do people in chat get that? Do you feel that happens?
Travel call.
Travel call.
That was a nice throw.
On that throw. He's not even looking at his feet, right?
There's seems to be a slide of the foot.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a little slide.
Great throw.
Nice catch at the end.
Yeah.
Here we go, we see it again. Yeah, a little hop and then a slide. Yeah, Davide knows. Maybe Davide does know. I think fair enough.
Yeah, fair call.
See whether Davide fouls on the mark. Is Davide in the chat? Davide joins sometimes.
A reminder, if you joined us late, this is a round of 16
Wrapping.
game in the men's division. Winner of this game will face the winner of Toronto Goat.
Very physical. Just watch Davide here going down. It's just like, you know he's there, don't you?
Doesn't give him any space.
Yeah.
I feel like the Italian defense has really kind of turned it up in this last couple of points.
Ooh. Let's go, 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 go.
Another travel.
What? Travel called. Catch. Avoid the contact. Throw.
Oh,
There's no travel there.
yeah, he was just avoiding contact.
Come on, travel.
And then Davide just got married this past weekend.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Davide.
Congratulations, Davide. Who's calling this travel as well?
Yeah, I don't like that call either.
This is what I'm saying, you know, like, I wish teams would just play ultimate, you know, like, they're facing fast disc movement, and then there's like travel calls, chopping on the mark. It really bugs me that's the counter, it seems. There's no travel there. I mean, yeah, there's always a little travel, right? There's always a little travel, but that's a bad faith call. Like, and they've got such an advantage as well. Okay, so look at the moment here. This is where all the players should come back to. So there should be an open pass with 3 defenders in between these 2 Japanese players here. And we'll see. And he runs back. He's immediately just like, yep, let's go. Yeah, when I was coaching GB, I was like, look, travel calls are going to happen. We just got to get the game going again as quick as possible. Like, if you let it annoy you, then it will be to your disadvantage. Whereas if you just get the game going, then it'll be obvious that, you know, that they're making poor calls. So yeah, one of these defenders should be way back here, and one of them should be behind him here. So maybe just he needs to go way back over here. But at least they still have the open throw, so that's not too bad. You understand why he called it, but it sucks because he's only doing that because otherwise he would have got chopped by the poach. Yeah. Higher tempo gives the defense less time to make decisions on bidding and calls for sure. I started reading that one before it came up on the screen. Higher tempo gives the defense less time to make decisions on bidding and calls.
Oh, regarding your comment about faster disc movement and fouls, maybe.
Yeah. I feel like it's just frustration as well. You know, right now he's finally got a disc in his hands. I'm going to get in there. Ooh, force out foul.
Oh, just that.
No, he just lets it be. So yeah, you say that, yeah, you can feel the Italian defense has stepped up. Yeah, I think he does just jump out, doesn't he? Yeah, there's no foul.
Was called out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the wind maybe did carry that one. Oh, what's going on with WUCC?
Nomadic Tribe for the first time.
So many different tasks to do now with this WUCC. Ta-da! Found her. Hello, Roo. I wonder if she's confused by the camera following around.
Ooh.
Is it no foul call on that, or is it a foul call?
Looks like the foul call.
It looks like a discussion. No, I think he is calling it. I think he's thinking about it. I think he knows it's gone over him. He's kind of bracing for the contact. He gets a little bit of contact in the air. But, you know, he's still then able to stay on his feet. So he's like, well, I got a bit of contact. Technically, that's a foul. But probably, you know, probably it's not significant enough to warrant a call. So that's probably what's going on through his head. Going through his head.
Considering calling a foul, there was contact after he came back down from his first jump attempt.
Seems like the contact was after he had already realized that.
Yeah, I think it's a case of whether it stopped his second bid, perhaps.
It is a foul call.
Davide Mori.
Yeah, because if
Davide Mori can't make
yeah, it looks unlikely he'll be able to get it, but he does get a little bit. Yeah, it's not really clear cut.
going to rule it a foul.
Is he saying that he thinks it should be his disc, or
There is a video jumbotron on this field.
is he saying that? I think they're trying to send it back, and Devilo's like, no, it should be me, it should be mine. Is that what the discussion is? Here we go.
As this swing caught a little more air going into the crosswind, Mori goes up.
Where's the contact?
Back of
I didn't really.
Very slight contact. After it's already past them. There.
Yeah. Okay, that contact doesn't look anywhere near as much as I thought it was. I really can't see it, you know. Like, is it with the left elbow there at number 9?
It's on the downswing too. After with the left elbow.
Like there? Yeah. So it's there. Okay.
Very soft.
Yeah. So he does get a bit of a bump, but he stays on his feet, you know.
Mori from Takaharu Kamori.
I think the question comes down to contact as Mori has a second.
I think Rue's hiding from the camera, you know.
You're exactly right. That's the argument there.
And it's a close call. I think it's a reasonable foul call though.
Okay, just got sent back in, and then timeout called.
So did they send the disc back, or did they not contest it?
They gave it to him.
They did.
Like he would. I think on the understanding that he would have got the second bid.
You're exactly right. That's the argument there.
And it's a close call. I think
Yeah, he gets hit with the left elbow on the back. Yeah, it did look more minimal from that. You could expect Davide to be fine with that level of contact given his contact on defense. Yeah, I think he's fine with the level of contact, but I think because it affected his bid in such a clinical kind of way, maybe that's why I called it. The wider angle, he whips his head, and it looks like that was caused by the contact. Yes. Yeah, I agree, Ravi. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Like, there's a movement of his head, which was like, oh, he got hit like that. But then on the replay, it was like, oh, he went like that, and then he got hit. Okay, here we go. This back in. 1-to-1 defense from Nomadic Tribe now.
Yeah.
Initiated from the front of the stack.
Simonazzi hits Thomas Edmonds.
Very heavily distributed downfield players. Waits for that poach to get out of the way. Oh my word! No way! Oh my word! That was like a slow throw directly to his back. We're gonna have to watch that through again when the possession finishes. Yeah.
That was a break.
Ooh, yeah. Another one maybe? Or what is that? First one for a while. So okay, so he waits for this poach to get out of the way. I think, yeah, could take the open pass, but with all these players so far down here, I'm not sure it's a great idea. And then he throws. Boom. He signals for the guy to come under. And it's not coming under because the guy's matched his under. So this is him turning to go deep. Oh, and he hasn't watched the thrower. Oh my word. And then this guy's like, ooh, don't turn around. Cloud catch over his head.
That's unfortunate.
Oh my word. That is bizarre. And then they do well not to get scored on for the remainder. Oh no, not for the remainder. For like a few passes. And then there's a fade away to the back corner score, which is nice. Bromley would approve. Do they not use?
upcalls in Japan? No, they do. I felt like he was stuck in that awkward moment where you hear, the upcall's been made, but you're afraid if you look,
Yeah.
you'd be caught out of position, or
There's like a limbo, isn't there?
yeah.
What is up in Japanese?
They just use they just use up.
And what is switch in Japanese?
They just use switch.
So what are
Complicated, right?
what are the other common words? Are there any common words? The Japanese that are used on the field regularly?
Yeah, there are a lot of words.
Okay, what's this flag? This is a hard one for you.
Ooh. I don't know that one.
Okay, Ravi, you're not allowed to say anything. Anyone else in chat? Oh, big hug.
Nice throw. Perfect throw.
Wow. Okay, that's a way to take half, isn't it? Oh, I'm pointing at the camera celebration. And then the airplane flyby camera celebration.
Oh, that was for half.
Yes, Andrew's right. Dominican Republic. Ravi is banned from flag discussions.
That was thrown by Takuhona.
Yeah, Dominican Republic.
He was going to be one of the main handlers for the 2020 UGC teams.
It's like he's pointing to the flag. What a bizarre end to the stream. And there we go. Dominican Republic. What's the name of the thrower?
The thrower is Hona.
Hona.
And the receiver is Komori.
Hona to Komori. Right, nice.
It's another great celebration.
It's a monster throw, like to get it that far, but then also to get it just floating down nicely.
Yeah.
Real sweet. Lovely. Okay. Rue just knocked something off the table. Do you want to do a little summary of the first half?
Do I?
Do you?
I think you're probably better suited for that.
I never do it. Well, Nomadic Tribe, what did they do? Let's do it together. They played quite a lot of zone, but then they went to a 1-to-1 towards the end of that.
Yeah, typically their offensive defense was man to man, and their defensive line tried different styles of zone.
Okay, yeah, so you're good at this. And kind of
jumped out to an lead.
Say what?
It jumped out to a pretty significant lead.
Yeah, they did.
And then Italy broke twice at the end to get maybe.
And the Italian defense kind of stepped up as well. Something that you noticed.
Yeah.
A couple of travel calls coming in there. One justified, one not so justified. And then some strong offensive calls as well. Joe Marmonstein says that's why you don't play 1v1D against the side stack. Yeah. We've talked about side stack and defense quite a lot, in that 1v1 kind of plays into the side stack's hands. Because if you can play an offense that gets all the defenders bunching up on the sideline, then that's overpowered. So the defense should kind of spread or poach or use some kind of teamwork. Liam, oh my god, Liam's giving away the secret. People stop giving away the flag game secret. Makes it less fun. Oh, no. It's like, I really like the flag game, and if people keep giving away the secret, then it in real life it becomes less fun as well, because people are like, oh no, that's in between these letters. Like, oh, come can I make a petition for tournament directors to put flags in random orders, or to like switch key flags, like switch Austria and Latvia or something, just to catch people out who are trying to do it alphabetically. If any tournament directors are listening, please switch your flags around. Got to that level now. Cool. So I mean, Italy those teams have stepped it up a bit, getting that break. But the Nomadic Tribe are on point with their deep throws and with their flowing short passes on offense as well. So it's going to be pretty hard to catch them. Yes, no. First rule, flag game. No talking about flag game, especially not. Thank you, Rue, for joining us. You've been awesome. And thank you, Andy. Andy, are you back on Friday with us at the same time?
Yeah, I can be.
Excellent.
Thank you for having me. Sorry, I felt like I wasn't very articulate at all, but
I think it was all good and insightful to kind of hear your take on the Japanese questions about Japan and stuff that you had. Here's some questions that I
happy to answer
them. So on Friday, Andy is back, 2:00 UK time. Brian's not here next Wednesday, so I've got to get someone else for Wednesday, and Brian will probably be on Friday doing part 3 or 4 of Bravo Revolver. Maybe we'll do both parts on Friday. Yeah, maybe we'll have like a long stream with Brian on Friday. Next Friday, that is. Props to all the patrons. Look, if you become a Rue tier patron, you get a special yellow name. Pretty sweet, huh? So big shout out to all these wonderful people who are supporting my work and meaning that you can continue and I can put the effort into making higher tier content, training videos and things like that, rather than the kind of day in day out of the live streams. Yes, I want the live streams to always be free. So if you're enjoying them for free, then I would much appreciate anything that you can pledge to show that you actually support. Would be wonderful. Giving a thumbs up on the stream now is also free. Sharing it with on your Facebook or whatever. Sharing it on WhatsApp. This stream is going to stay online, so feel free to share, and it won't be made private. The part 2 is always made private. And then big shout out to all these $1 tier patrons and people that have donated as well. Shout out to them. There's loads of archived film sessions that we've already done. These ones are available to patrons only, so for $1 you get all of these. We are going to go to Discord now. Andy, are you able to hang out in Discord for 20 minutes and chat to patrons?
Sure.
Brilliant. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you again, Andy, for joining. It has been insightful. Thank you very much.
Yeah. My pleasure.
And Rue again as well. Yes, hello. Gosh, she's a star, isn't she? She's the reason why people watch. All right, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Come hang out on Discord. Earlier on today, we just chatted about coronavirus for like half an hour. But yeah, if you have any questions you'd like to chat with Andy, then now is the time. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I will see you again soon.
Oh yeah. Yes, you're good. Oh yeah.